Hi everyone, on the way to Burgess ParkRun to do a park run. Not feeling great this morning, but we'll see how it goes. I've got an old pair of classics on, as you can see. The Prime X Strung originals, not the two. We'll see how they go today. I'm hoping for a good run. I like these a lot, but I'm racing them for a long time, so we'll see how they go. Alright, cheers then, bye. So I've arrived at Burgess ParkRun. We'll be running in a minute. Wish me luck, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. Right, so just done the Burgess ParkRun. Now heading my way to Elephant and Castle Tube. Off to the Sky Garden this morning. It's my wife's birthday, so meet the kids. The parkrun. So parkrun, I think, may have got a PB. It's around 17 minutes. So I'll wait for the official parkrun time to come through, and I'll put it in the video. But if anyone's not done it, Burgess ParkRun is quite a good one. It's busy, but there are some long stretches where you can get some pace. You back on yourself a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's not bad compared to some of them. Really nice organisers. It's really friendly, fun atmosphere. A lot less serious than Dulwich, which is close by, also very fast. So that could be a PB, so I'm very happy. As I mentioned, I have, let me show you, Prime X Strung, the originals. I have both originals and version 2. I like them both for different reasons. The originals I think are lighter, zippier, great for 5Ks actually and 10Ks. Anyone who tells you they're too heavy, it's nonsense. You get so much return, energy return from them, and they're really good when you get long stretches with no turns. That's its downfall, the turns. If you're a 4-foot striker, you can cope with it. Heel strikers don't go near these. Same with the second version, or the second version's a bit more stable. But they are rapid. So, you know, they may be a lot heavier than, say, the Alpha Fly and also the Vapor Flies, but they're equally as fast once you get moving, if not faster. You get a lot of protection as well, which is good. But anyway, that's it for me for now. I'll let you know when the results come in. But really good day, really good park run, and highly recommend these actually. If you can pick them up, you might only be able to get the second version, which is still pretty rapid actually. And I'll do a video on that at some point. But hope that's useful for you, and we'll talk a little bit more later. Okay, bye bye. The video of the Sky Gardens, amazing building in London. And get a chance to go. You should go. You can see a panoramic view all around London. It's amazing. My family is somewhere up ahead, and as you can see, I still have these babies on. My legs are feeling good. Oh, it's me again. So yesterday I did the park run. Saturday I did the Burgess ParkRun. Now it's Monday, not yesterday. So now I've got the Prime X Strung on again. I'll show you. There you go. And I'm about to do a little run in the Strung. Not a recovery run, but I'm just going to do maybe 20k, something like that. I've got the Chicago and Berlin Marathon I'm training for, so I have to put in a lot of mileage at the moment. So anyway, further ado, you can have a quick shot of me running, and then I'll catch you later with a debrief of the shoes. Okay, see you later, bye bye. So first thing to add is the bounce. So when you're running with these Prime X Strung originals, if you're a 4-foot runner, you get a lot of bounce. It's impossible not to spring off with these, particularly if you land on the 4-foot. It's a really nice cushioned spring. Personally, it's something I like. I'm not obsessed with ground feel, like some runners are. I quite like having cushion under my feet, partly because of a lot of injuries I sustained by getting hit by a car 2020 September. So for me, cushion is good. I appreciate it's not for everyone. These have a lot of cushion, and we'll do the stats later, but you know, you're looking around 50 in the heel, 42 in the 4-foot. Really good grip, continental rubber, as you get with all of the adidas race shoes. Yeah, quite comfortable. Takes a bit of getting on. Just say they're not the easiest shoe to get on. Lace is a bit short, but other than that, I can't really complain. You can go really fast in these. You can pick up the pace. I have run the Boston Marathon in these, which was great. 3:04. It's a hard marathon, that one. So yeah, certainly can do those kind of things. But anyway, I'm going to switch off now because I'm hitting a hill, and this hill is not easy. Love it. Well, it's a lovely park here near me. It's called Oak Hill Park, North London. Nice and flat, but has some hills if you want to do some hill work. Generally, it's a nice place to run. Do it every morning, particularly as part of my marathon training. So just finished the run. It's a good run, but way too hot today. I did manage 28k, which is good for my marathon training. So I've got Berlin in end of September and Chicago 2 weeks after that, mid-October. So I'm ramping up the mileage. That's why 28k this morning. I'll do another long run tomorrow, but before that I'll let you know how it's gone in the Prime X Strung and give you the lowdown of the shoe and how you would use it, you know, in your rotation, that type of thing, and let you know if there's any things I like, dislike about the shoe, and how it could help you in your marathon training or racing or whatever, or just general running basically. It's a really cool shoe, and we'll talk a little bit more about the specifics later, but yeah, that was one hell of a hot run, but I'm glad it's done. Okay, see you later, bye. Hi everyone, back from my long run. And that was a hot run, but I'm ready to do the shoe lowdown of the Prime X Strung. I want to give a kind of full overview of the shoe, how it performed during the park run, how it performed in the long run, who the shoe's for, what type of runner, how you can get the best out of the shoe in terms of rotation, and finally any things that I really like about the shoe or don't like, and recommendations. So with further ado, let's talk about let's get out of the way actually the specifics of the review. So nobody's paid me to do this review. It's all my own words. These shoes, the shoe and all the shoes that you'll see on this channel, I've bought with my own money. That's quite original compared to a lot of the reviews that you'll see. So there's no bias here apart from my individual bias of what type of shoes I like. I'm a 4-foot striker, 51 years old. I took up running seriously in 2022, so not long ago. Since then I've done 4 marathons. I'm about to do my 5th and 6th this year with Berlin and Chicago. I like running in general. I go running every day. My times, well, so I'm non-elite runner obviously. My times for 5k, if you're interested, around 17 minutes, just over that. For 10k, 35.5 minutes, and half marathon is 1 hour 20, around that time. And for a full marathon, my quickest time so far has been 3 hours 2 minutes, and that was in London this year. So anyway, I've got that out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about the Prime X Strung. Okay, so let's go through the stats. I'm not a massive stats guy, so if you really want the stats on running shoes, you should probably look at some other channels first. But what I will tell you is you've got 50 millimeters of stack in the heel, 42 in the forefoot, giving you an 8 millimeter drop. It's pretty standard for running shoes. You've got a kind of strung mesh type upper. It's not really mesh actually, it's more material strung together. You can hear how scratchy it is. It gives you a good lockdown, holds the foot in place. Forefoot is okay for width, it narrows midfoot, and you've got quite a narrow heel, as you can see, with a ginormous stack. The 50 millimeter in the heel means that it's race illegal. That really only matters if you're an elite runner. For the likes of you and me, non-elite runners, it doesn't matter, and you'll be able to use these in whatever race you want. These are the original Strungs, not the original Prime X. They've been out a couple of years now. There's a version 2 of these, which we'll mention a bit later in the review. This is probably my favourite of the 3. It's got an continental rubber outsole, and you can see there that we've got energy rods. These are splayed, so they're like your foot is when you land, and they provide energy return and some elements of stability given the height of the stack. And of course we've got the trademark Light Strike Pro. It's in all of Adidas's racing shoes. It's a brilliant foam, lasts for many a mile compared to a lot of the other foams. It's probably a personal favourite of mine, but we can talk about that a bit later. Laces, average, not great, not very long either, so if you do a runner's knot, they're a bit annoying with these. You might have to swap out the laces. Got a little heel tab here. You'll use this to get the shoe on. It's quite tricky to get on, so if you're a triathlete, bear that in mind. It's not the easiest shoe to get on. I'm not sure whether you would use this anyway, just given the stack and the terrain you might be running on, but if it's a road event, triathlon event, then maybe you would. I think that's pretty much it. The weight comes in at around 260 grams in my size 9, UK 9, which is okay. It's nowhere near as light as some of the other running shoes for racing, so nowhere near as light as the Sky Paris, for instance, or the Saucony Endorphin Elite, for instance, but it's not bad. I mean, and with all this stack and all this technology built in, actually it's pretty reasonable weight considering. Okay, let's talk a bit about usage of the shoe then. So I use this for a park run on Saturday, and it actually got me a PB of 17 minutes 13 seconds. So it's a quick shoe, meaning that if you are running with good form, you are feeling good and the course is a quick one, you can run quick times in this.
I'll caveat that with the fact that it's not the best shoe for cornering. So if you're running a route that's got a lot of turns, I potentially would not wear this shoe. Another important caveat is this is not a good shoe for anything off-road. So anything where the surface is not even, I wouldn't wear this. The stack's too high, it's obvious. But it can handle smooth pavements, tracks, anything that there's consistency in the ground. This is a great shoe, and it's particularly good for long stretches of straight lines, running in a straight line. So if you are going to do a course route that you know has got long stretches that just go on and on and on forever, this is a great shoe, and you can pick up some real momentum using this shoe. Okay, who's the shoe for? It's an important question. So the shoe is for 4-foot strikers predominantly. I would say it's not good for heel strikers. You can see it, the width of the heel, the angle of the heel. It can be quite unstable in the heel. On the 4-foot though, you can see it's reasonably wide at its widest point. So you can, if you're landing here and rolling through, you can get a fairly stable ride, as much as you can do with this amount of stack, and pick up some real speed. It's got a lot of foam in the 4-foot, so it protects you well, and so you can put some real force down with this and roll off through the toes. So the toe spring is incredible in this shoe. You really get massive energy return, and that's one of the main advantages and plus points of the shoe compared to other shoes. What I would say though is that if you're going to have to do a lot of coring, or your ankles aren't particularly strong, if you're a heel striker, you may want to avoid this shoe. But if you're a 4-foot striker, you've got good form and your ankles are strong, this is an incredible shoe. And for me, it just got me a PB. It's, my previous PB was 17:18, and that was in the Sky Paris and the Saucony Endorphin Elite. So these are the kind of shoes that this is competing up against, and competing well. So don't be fooled just because of its size and the fact that it's a couple of years old now. That it's a slower shoe. If you've got the right course and you're in good form and you've got strong ankles and you're willing to put your foot down hard and go for it, this is a great shoe. So like I said, it's not great though for heel strikers, and probably anyone that's had ankle problems in the past, I would avoid this. Do not take this on trail runs. Just keep it on tarmac, flat surfaces, and you'll be fine. Okay, what else do I like about this shoe? The foam is amazing, Lightstrike Pro. It's got that firmness but responsiveness that I think is unique to that phone. It will last a long time. In fact, you need to break these in a little bit. So out of the box, they're not quite as good as they are after, say, 50 miles. And then around the 50-mile mark, you'll feel a real change in them. The foam will have broken down a little bit, be a bit softer, but also a bit more responsive. What don't I like about it? Well, laces. Laces are too short. They're fairly cheap. Nothing to write home about. You might want to change the laces. I haven't, but if you do a runner's knot, you probably will. The tongue, it's a bit flimsy. It doesn't cover the whole area. You'll see gaps in the tongue. It's fine, but it's just, there's nothing great about it. The Continental rubber though is first class. This is on all of Adidas's racing shoes, and it's great for any terrain. So if you're in the wet with these, even on icy roads, that it's amazing. It's second to none actually. I think Puma Grip maybe comes close, but this for me is the number one. What else? I think that's about it really. In terms of the runs, for the Burgess ParkRun, there are some long stretches which enabled me to pick up a lot of speed. Protected my legs well. The next day I felt fine after the race. I would say it lends itself to really putting your foot down and going for it. It also lends itself to long runs because it also protects the feet. So tomorrow I should be fine because I've worn these after doing this 28k. I've got another long run to do tomorrow. What I would say is you just have to be careful with this amount of stack. If you're getting tired, you need to concentrate on your form throughout the whole of the run. But if you can do that, if you've got good form, good technique, good foot strike, yeah, these are awesome shoes. Now let me show you the big brother for the Prime X Strung is the Prime X Strung 2. Okay, this is, I'm not going to do a full review of this now, I'm just going to show you. You can see the differences here. The heel on this one's wider, forefoot is a little bit wider, it's a bigger shoe. I don't know exact stats, but I think it's over 300 grams, it could be even 320. This has got 2 carbon plates in it, and again the 50mm stack, so it's illegal on 2 counts. You're not allowed 2 plates, and you're not allowed obviously anything over 40mm for races, but as we've discussed that doesn't really matter. This one's also got a layer of very soft foam here that you can push in very easily in between the harder, firmer Like Strike Pro that you can see here. So when you engage the plate, it squashes this foam and you get a real spring. Like I said, I'm not reviewing this now, I'm just showing you this is widely available, whereas this now is not, but if you can pick this up, it's going in some places for £159. This one, you can get it at a decent price, but full price it's around £250, so it's expensive. I would use this more for long runs, protecting the feet. You can use this again for racing, but it's heavier, and so over the course of a marathon you're going to notice that weight. Over 5k you won't notice it as much, but you may, you know, if it's a hilly course, you may find that it's not the right shoe for that. I've raced 5k in this and got some good time, so you know, once you get going in this, again a bit like the original, you can motor, you can get some real good speed. I like this shoe. It's much maligned in the general media in terms of its cost, its size, and the fact it's not quite as fun as this shoe, but you can lock into a good pace and you can get some real good rhythm going in this shoe, and it does have it is quite responsive, and not as responsive as this, but you do get a kind of kick off with this, a good energy return. It's a bit firmer though, because of the carbon plates, so it's a firmer ride. Again, it needs some breakthrough, you need to break it in, so again after 50 miles it feels a lot better. But it's just not as fun as the original, but it has a purpose, you know, it's a great long run shoe to protect your legs. You can race in it though, like I said. I did the Loch Ness Marathon in this, and it was fine. Yeah, I did 3 hours 5 minutes, so not my PB, but not far off. I was injured during the race, and this kept me going. It kept me locked into a pace and protected my, you know, injured leg. I had a problem with my calf. So I know that this is a shoe I can rely on when the going gets tough. It'll protect me. So for all those reviews that you see out there which tell you this is a terrible shoe, it's not. And if you can pick it up at a good price, you know, I would seriously consider it as a long run shoe where you can pick up the pace. It's actually a lot wider. It's hard to see, but this is a lot wider on the heel, so it's better for heel strikers. And it's also wider in the forefoot and midfoot, hence the weight, increase in weight, so it's a lot more stable than the original, so that's one of its benefits. The original, about the only con apart from the laces with this is it's, you know, it's stability, and you need strong ankles. So if you want something a little bit more stable, Prime X Strung 2 would be a better bet, I think, for you, even though it's a bit heavier. And then we have, unused, but I will use it at some point, the original Prime X Strung, and it's almost identical to this one, apart from the upper, which is a kind of mesh upper. It's not a strung upper. It doesn't lock your feet in as well, so you get some people saying they felt like they were coming off the sides because of the huge stack. I didn't have that problem. I don't have that problem. I've had previous pairs of this. I like it. Not quite as much as a strung, but if anything, it's slightly nicer on your feet than the strung. Is less abrasive, but you don't get quite as good lockdown. This is very hard to pick up, the original. This is 2-3 years old now, but it's where it all started, and I have a fond place in my heart with this shoe. And I've done, not in this shoe, but in previous incumbents, I've done plenty of miles for my marathon training in this shoe, and I love it to bits. And I've done races as well, so I'd recommend all of these shoes actually. Probably in this order. Let's get them right. 1, 2, 3. So number 1 strung, number 2 original, number 3 only because of the weight, and I think it's not well priced. Still, it should be a lot cheaper than $250, although I think you can get it cheaper. I would say that's the order, but they're all brilliant in their own way. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. You can hear noise in the background, so it might be getting in the way of you hearing me okay. But I hope that you found this review interesting. I know they're not brand new shoes. I know they've been out for a while, but I know there's been some misconceptions about these shoes that I wanted to kill off now, because they're, for me, one of my favourite shoes. But in summary, they're really good if you're a 4-foot striker. If you're doing a long run where you're going in straight lines, you can pick up the pace. If you're doing a race without too many turns, these are excellent shoes, and they're up there with the best in terms of times you can get. But with further ado, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it good, and expect more. I'm doing my training now for Berlin even, and Chicago. So I'm going to do lots of mileage, running in different shoes, and like I said, every shoe that I review will be bought with my own money, so they'll be unbiased. Oh yeah, I'm 5'9". I'm around about 11 stone, 10.5 to 11 stone, so that's my kind of weight. So not big. I am a 4-foot striker, as I mentioned. I've been running for since 2022. I ran a bit before that. I have a history of injuries. There's a video, if you look which is subscribe to the channel. That's the key one, actually. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. You'll see the history of my running and what happened to me. I was hit by a car while running, and I had to have my leg, back and shoulders rebuilt through rehab, and obviously I've got loads of metal pins in my leg, but these are all things you overcome, and obviously for me, picking the right shoe is very important. So if you're somebody who's been through something similar, who's had leg injuries, back injuries, this is a good channel for you, because I'm very considerate over those things, and we'll look to get you a shoe and review shoes with good protection, shoes that you can rely on. But as I said, with this one, it's not the most stable, so if you're still suffering with any adverse effects from these kind of things, then maybe not this one. But for stronger runners who have got good form, thumbs up to the Prime X Strung, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.